How much money do you spend on things you don't need? If you're like most people, the answer is more than I'd like to admit. We all have a tendency to impulse buy, whether it's that new gadget we saw online or the latest fashions. In this video, we're going to share 10 tips that actually work to help you stop spending money on unnecessary things. Stay till the end of the video and see how much money you can save. Welcome to Money Invest. 1. Set short and long-term financial goals. Having financial goals is important. It gives you something to work towards and saves you from spending money on things you don't need. Short-term financial goals could be saving up for a new car or a down payment on a house. Long-term financial goals might be retirement or sending your kids to college. Whatever your goals are, setting them is the first step to reaching them. Once you have your goals set, you can start working on a budget. A budget will help you see where your money is going and where you can cut back in order to save more. Remember to stay disciplined. It can be easy to overspend or make impulse purchases, but it's important to stick to your plan. 2. Stop buying things on impulse. Everyone has been there. You're bored at home, and so you go on Amazon and buy something you probably don't need, telling yourself that you'll use it all the time. But then it arrives and it sits in the back of your closet, and you forget about it until you move. Or maybe you're out with your friends, and they convince you to buy that cute dress even though you know you'll never wear it. Sound familiar? We've all been guilty of impulsive spending at one point or another. But the truth is, buying things on impulse can really add up, and before you know it, you're spending way more money than you ever intended. If you want to stop spending money on things you don't need, the first step is to be more mindful of your purchases. Ask yourself if you really need something before you buy it, and think about how often you'll use it. Chances are, if you take a few minutes to think about it, you'll realize that a lot of the things you're tempted to buy are actually things that you can live without. So next time you're feeling the urge to splurge, take a step back and think twice. Your wallet will thank you for it. 3. Develop a frugal mindset. One of the best ways to save money is to develop a frugal mindset. This means thinking carefully about every purchase and asking yourself whether you really need it. For example, do you need the latest iPhone, or would a cheaper model do just as well? Do you need to buy new clothes every season, or can you make do with what you have? When you start to question your spending habits in this way, you'll be surprised how much money you can save. Of course, it's not always easy to say no to yourself, but developing a frugal mindset is a great way to stop spending money on things you don't need. 4. Cancel unnecessary subscriptions. One of the easiest ways to save money is to cancel any subscriptions that you no longer use. Whether it's a magazine subscription or a streaming service, getting rid of these unwanted charges can help to free up some extra cash each month. Furthermore, it's important to review your subscriptions on a regular basis to make sure that you're still getting value for your money. For example, you may find that you no longer use a particular service as much as you used to, or that there's a cheaper alternative available. By taking the time to cancel unwanted subscriptions, you can easily save yourself some money each month. If you're enjoying this video and want to help our channel grow, please subscribe and click that like button. 5. Reduce your urge for instant gratification. In today's society, we are constantly bombarded with messages that tell us we need to have the latest and greatest gadgets and gizmos. While it's true that some new products can make our lives easier, the reality is that most of us don't need them. The next time you're tempted to spend money on something you don't really need, try to reduce your urge for instant gratification by asking yourself a few simple questions. First, will this purchase improve my life in a meaningful way? If the answer is no, then it's probably not worth your hard-earned money. Second, can I wait a month or two to see if I still want this item? If the answer is yes, then there's a good chance you'll be just as happy without it. Finally, do I already have something that serves the same purpose? If so, then there's no need to waste money on duplicates. By taking the time to ask yourself these questions, You can help stop spending money on things you don't need and focus on more important financial goals. 6. Use technology to stay accountable. It's no secret that our spending habits can get out of control if we're not careful. Whether we're indulging in unnecessary luxuries or swallowing the cost of impulse purchases, overspending is all too easy to do. However, there are ways to rein in our spending and stay accountable for our financial decisions. With a little bit of planning and the use of technology, we can break the cycle of overspending and get our finances back on track. One way to cut down on unnecessary spending is to track your expenses using a budgeting app or website. This will help you see where your money is going and identify any areas where you may be able to cut back. You can also set up alerts that notify you when you've reached your spending limit for the month or week. This can help you stay mindful of your spending and prevent impulse purchases. Additionally, there are many apps that allow you to share your budget with friends or family members. This can provide much-needed accountability and help you stay on track. By using technology to track our expenses and set limits, we can make better financial decisions and save money in the long run. 7. Make a list before you go shopping. One of the best ways to save money is to plan your shopping trips in advance. This means making a list of the items you need and sticking to it when you're at the store. It can be tempting to add a few extra items to your cart when you're already at the store, but if you stick to your list, you'll save money in the long run. For example, if you're at the grocery store and you see a sale on an item you don't need, resist the temptation to buy it. This way, you'll only end up spending money on the items you actually need. 8. Use cash instead of credit cards. It's easy to get into the habit of using credit cards for everything, but it's important to be aware of the potential pitfalls. Credit cards can make it easy to overspend, and if you're not careful, you can end up with a large bill that you can't afford to pay off. Additionally, credit cards typically have higher interest rates than other forms of borrowing, so you could end up paying more in interest charges if you carry a balance. One way to avoid these problems is to use cash instead of credit cards. When you use cash, you're more likely to be aware of how much you're spending, since you'll physically see the money leaving your hands. 9. Tidy up your inbox. Most of us get bombarded with emails from retailers on a daily basis. And let's be honest, how often do you actually read them? More often than not, we just scroll through and delete them without even giving them a second glance. But every once in a while, we'll see something that catches our eye, and before we know it, we've clicked through to the website and made a purchase. The next time you're feeling the urge to impulse buy, take a moment to unsubscribe from those retailers' email lists. It only takes a few seconds, but it can save you a lot of money in the long run. 10. Put every dollar to work. Just because you have money doesn't mean you have to spend it. Far too often, people mindlessly indulge in unnecessary purchases. For example, let's say you see a shirt on sale for $20. You think to yourself, I could really use a new shirt, and so you buy it, even though you don't really need it. But then you never wear it because it doesn't quite fit right or it's not your style. That's $20 that you've wasted on something you don't even use. A better approach is to put every dollar to work and only spend money on things that you need and will actually use. So as soon as your paycheck gets into your account, you should pay all of your bills first and then transfer the rest to other accounts, such as a savings account or retirement funds. Making sure every dollar has a home will help you stay mindful of your spending and make the most of your money. What are some of your favorite tips for saving money? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.